us as well, that they have the ability perhaps to hang with Team Aster. The number one thing that they've already demonstrated though is that they are not a team to have given up. So let us see what they can make happen in the game itself, as we are live with game number 2 for Boca. Okay, just tussling a little bit with the LBZS boys. Saying hello, just saying what's up, just asking Salad, hey man, you know how to use rebound? Yeah, man, I got you. Okay, cool.
And he makes like a tree and leaves.
Oh, lol. So now that they have instead shifted the Zeus into the mid lane, the one thing that does make me a little bit scared for him is the fact that they have Storm Spirit, they have Bloodseeker, so they have ways to get to him. We've been asking for this item literally every game. Is this finally the time PP buys BKB on this hero?
Please buy the BKB. I know it feels bad, but dying feels worse. Boca, he may have escaped earlier.
But not gonna escape this time. Gives away the first blood to PP. And PP, as a result, actually might get more out of this. Detachment channeling up the stun. We'll throw it out onto Ori. PP, though, not gonna be close enough to be able to throw in much more damage. But nonetheless, they get that first blood. It's gonna be a much earlier bottle for the Zeus. This is the kind of thing that you needed. And now with the rebound back onto Ori, they're gonna be able to kill him. One more right click is all they need. And Salad just denies himself to the tower. Will just easily be able to respawn and then still get back into the top lane to ensure that he can run interference into the Enigma lane.
Yeah, Salad has been consistently my favorite player on this team. I mean, he has been before, right? Because it is the artist formerly known as Catchu. But staying in that mid lane, because you know that Zeus is going to eventually lose that matchup and you're going to want to give him as much of a leg up as possible, or he just doesn't expect that. He didn't respect that, and he gets to take a tumble for his arrogance.
Well, he certainly got punished.
The Marcy was right there. That's the brilliant part. Like, he thought the Marcy was just gonna walk out while they were already laning. Like, yeah, this is 1v1 now, little girl.
I think he looks at Marcy and he's like, she's level 1. If she's level 2, he's probably a lot more scared there, but he's like, really? All you have is rebound? I know for a fact that's all you have? What are you gonna do? Oh, wait. Damn, that's what you're gonna do. Okay, cool. And at that point, ends up dying. But let's take a look at this bottom lane. He's going mid again? Okay.
Yeah, she's right here.
All right, let's see.
She doesn't have that much range, though. Like, okay. Come on, Salad. You didn't believe that either.
Proof of concept. Yeah.
Yes.
Just demonstrating it can be done.
Scared.
Exactly. Ori, look how far back Ori's playing now. They want to put the same fear of God that he put into PP in the last game.
Yeah, and his runes have been controlled. He is getting none of that, and that means that he's going to get spammed out by the Zeus.
Does also mean
we know Storm Spirit. Sorry, yes. Please, other lanes, please.
I was going to say, it does mean that they leave LG alone in the top lane, and they almost ran him down. But eventually, once you get level 3, you're fine with this. You'll have level 2 Eidolons. Then Salad can leave you alone much more often. Yes, they might have Splinter Blast to deal with a large portion of it, but if you play this carefully enough, you can still find your farm without dying here. So Salad helping 2 lanes succeed at once practically at this moment. And
that's how you can tell a really, really good pulse for. They make so much use of the dark space that exists in between these lanes, and it's the insecurity. Aster does not know where he's going to show up next, and they also know that he has a ton of reach and quite a lot of impact with the dispose, so they have to play carefully, even if he's not there, because they just don't have the information.
So I'm gonna toss back here onto PQ, but I don't think this is gonna necessarily go anywhere. It's all good. Let's take a look at this bottom lane with the Queen of Pain Razor. They're actually gonna try and make a play onto Baboka here. They throw out the Unstable Concoction from Detachment. Kagome actually putting in damage onto him. Monet does get a kill in the top lane while this is happening, but they don't have Scream of Pain just yet on the Queen of Pain, because you can't keep the aggression out onto XXX. But Enigma ends up finally losing his life in the top lane. I don't think Salad was nearby enough to help him out, and they will be able to punish him. Very, very good. Being able to kill Enigma early makes such a huge difference, especially considering how many items this hero is going to need this game. He'll need BKB and he'll need Lincoln Sphere to have a hope of getting off a good black hole.
And in this bottom lane, yeah, Aster can play aggressive for a little while longer because the Quap doesn't really have any ways to punish them for going. She just has the Shadow Strike, and they can easily outreach that. But once the levels in the Scream of Pain start coming in, this lane is going to actually become hard. Like,
Might become hard right now, actually. Detachment gets a fully channeled stun out onto XXX, who is forced to use up the full magic wand, but here's the blink forward coming in from Kagome. Ring of Health or no, you will end up dying. Baboka will claim Detachment's life at the very least, but he's done his job. The aggression is now coming in the opposite direction, and Kagome is level 4. When the Razor comes back, he's not going to find himself in a position to be able to play so far forward anymore.
And, well, I should have kept my eye on Salad.
Did he just go to middle and kill Ori? Okay.
Yes, of course he did. That's, I mean, we've seen this happen twice before, so ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly how it happened. But yeah, that's... Ori is getting hated on. Now, he's a Storm Spirit. He can recover. It's going to be mighty inconvenient for him, but usually when you get these triple medium core kind of lineups, one of you is going to have to bite dust in one way or another. The only problem is that right now, 2 of you are eating dirt, because it's both Ori as well as the Razor, and that's where it becomes hard, because a Bloodseeker making plays without meeting up with the other cores, that seems unlikely.
Bloodseeker is certainly not the hero to make that kind of stuff happen. So we do need Ori to start getting a little bit more success here. Kagome, they want to try and reach for him. Baboka with the Primal Spring, but they know there's a blink. They just want to force him away from XXX so he can get some CS for himself. Get closer towards getting the power trades and then picking up BKB later. Is this a casual Ring of Health, or is he going to turn this into something else later?
I don't know yet. Like, Vanguard in this game seems a little awkward, to be honest. So probably gonna be a Hood, actually. There is so much magic damage. Like, XXS honestly might want to think about building a pipe, and I don't say that lightly, because we know how valuable the Razor is as the secondary core with the BKB refresher, like how important he is for the DPS of so many lineups. But with both core Quap as well as Zeus, like, it feels almost imperative for somebody to build a pipe, and the only one who's going to be able to do that is XXS.
Well, XXX might have a harder time building it because Salad shows up to this side of the map as well. Kagome is in. They have the stun coming up from Detachment. Yes, you bought time utilizing that Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace, but hasn't bought enough space. Kagome almost died here, 100 HP. They have good vision on him thanks to the Thirst buff from the Bloodseeker, but unfortunately they don't have an ability to actually bring this Queen of Pain down. She's going to TP home. Great fight for them because they bring down XXX. It's yet again the Salad Marcy just everywhere on the map. He seems to be the one, no matter what hero he's playing, that enables LBZS to make things happen in the early game.
And I think we've now gotten far enough into the laning stage that we can definitely say that LBZS is going to get to play this game properly. And it's going to be Aster on the back foot after the transition out of the laning stage, unless Aster pulls some shenanigans and get a really favorable tower trade here. I sort of doubt it, though. Like, they're going to have to leverage the hell out of him on a Bloodseeker. And to be fair, he's pulling his weight right now. Top of the charts, out-farming even a Zeus that's got 2 kills and a whole bunch of levels, and Monet is still easily keeping up with him.
This Bloodseeker, it is one of these games where he is feeling like if he gets able to pop off, yes, he might be reliant on other heroes in his team to make some space for him, but will certainly be a threat in his own right. Not too far away from the Maelstrom. What item is actually Kagome going for, speaking of? We'll start out with the Falcon Blade in the safe lane. Looks like Kaya is still going to be maintained with power trades. Yeah, it looks like SNK is not changing. Still going to stay the same. So SNK, BKB, you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I subscribe. I like it's nothing exciting, but I don't think you need to do it. The pick itself is exciting enough already. And if you don't get ready for your future as a right clicker, I do think that you fall off really hard.
I'm liking the pace that they're able to set on LBZS, because they're making sure that they're not going to try and do anything weird at the moment. They're setting up for really big items first. LG starting with the Blink Dagger this time, but he supports top. Okay. This isn't even a bait play. This is just heads up. Him moving into the trees there. That was a very peculiar movement. Will be punished for it. Salad does now show up. Who else can they find here? Maybe he was just baiting them. Monet try to run away. Salad knows that's not a best target to go onto this Bloodseeker. So they're looking for others. Ori might be in danger here. Here comes the rebound. Oh! long zip from Ori. Uses literally all the mana, but it's worth it if it means you get to stay alive.
Oh yeah. And he dragged a whole bunch of heroes around the map, including the Zeus and the Quap, while killing a kill on the offlaner. That's major. And LG kinda did that to himself. He clearly that was planned for him to have backup if they dove him, but on the other hand, there's a reason why he was not in the top lane anymore. He's bailed out of there a while ago because he simply could not stand anymore with Salad being so preoccupied with the other lanes. So, And now we get into that awkward position where, yeah, this Razor will want to push down this bottom tower, and they have nobody in position to naturally trade towers on the other side of the map. Look at the gold difference. Yeah. Look at how far this Quap is falling behind from simple things as having to rotate.
Having to spend like the last 90 seconds either looking for a fight or just walking around, not being able to get that farm. She is now slipped to the second lowest on the totem pole of all these core heroes. There's a black hole middle though, onto 2. Ori's been caught out, and there's the burst. Kagome and PP dropping their ultimates. It's going to be able to take down both Ori and the Monkey King. And they might not have any pressure going into the safe lane tower, but they might be able to find a way to put that pressure out onto mid. They will try to defend this though on the side of Team Aster. They've already thrown out the Splinter Blast, and they do not have Winter's Curse, but I do think they have enough that this push will not succeed in its entirety.
Yeah, there's a catapult here, but unfortunately you don't have anybody bulky to tank it up, so Kagome is just going to leave again. That black hole could have been a whole lot worse. It was several pixels off, but luckily Monet did not get caught in it, but that was nearly a 3-man. That would have been an absolute disaster.
That's the one thing they'll never be prepared to play into. This black hole. At the same time, Kagome needs help. He needs a blink. It's coming in a second. Manages to get it off. And here is Silent tossing back XXX. And Detachment throws in the unstable concoction onto Baboka. Though they might be fighting inside the Wukongs, it's Baboka whose life ends up being forfeit. PP on a dominating streak now. Razor dead again. But here's the Winter's Curse. No. Kagome didn't leave in time. So the Splinter Blast will end up punishing him pretty hard. Great rotation and the tip. Trying to go and inflict some emotional damage, and at the same time, Detachment stuns himself. Ori will now come and kill him and mop up the damage. It looked so promising for LBZS, but starts to turn into a heartache in a hurry as they end up losing 3 heroes in this bottom lane.
Possibly the best trade that they could have had here. Like, if Aster is ready to bring so many people here, it is very hard to... Kagome could have made it out, though. I cannot make excuses for that.
Greed is good. 99999. That's the excuse. He's a Dota player. He's like, I want everything. I want to stick around. One more creep wave, y'all. One more creep wave.
Well,
he fought it back bottom now. He might end up paying for this. Ori making the jump onto PP first. They want the Zeus. They know there's no Thunder God's Wrath, and they are able to claim him. Sonic Wave online. It is unleashed, but there's not enough damage. Where is the support? Where is the team? Anybody? Hello? Well, they get abandoned in this bottom lane, Kips, and although they had massive damage, although Ori and XXX come so close to dying, as well on PickU, because it's 2v4, the 4 obviously will win, and they also claim the tier 1 tower in the process.
LBZS, what happened? You had a good thing going for you. You had a bunch of opportunities, you did good with that black hole mid, but Aster just bring more heroes, and it is one of the base rules of winning a fight. Like, if you're in high school and a kid says, you and me behind the bike shit, like, what's the first thing you do? Is you get your buddies.
Exactly. You call out the homies. Let them know it's about to go down. You might find XXX here. Rebound into the dispose should be good enough. XXX does not have a BKB, although he does have the Spirit of Defiance. He will die, but yet again, big ultimate committed for that one. PP had to drop the Thunder God's Wrath. I'm not sure he had to, but now they know that if they want to engage somewhere, there's not going to be enough damage. And look at this. Immediately they smoke up, heading to the top lane. Oh no, it's our poor Enigma that's here. LG, they know for a fact he's here because his Eidolons are right in front of him. And he reveals himself with a Malefice stun. He's dead 100%. Tries to blink away, but try being the operative word, as he will end up losing his life to the Ori Storm Spirit.
And now you're in the exact scenario where I said, like, hey, the LBZS is going to have a mid game unless this happens, and it's Aster weaseling their way out of unfavorable scenario for the tower trade and instead taking the first two tier 1s on the flanks. They're gonna def this, they have to.
Fortunately though, all they can really do is dissuade them from continuing the push. They can't really catch these heroes. Detachment doesn't have a blink dagger. He's building these Aghanim scepters, of course, in this game to try and feed one into the Zeus as early as possible. Salad doesn't have blink just yet. Enigma does have blink, but he died. So every time Enigma is dead, it just does feel like their team fighting is just gone.
They have so little control in this lineup, and to be fair, Aster has very little control as well, but the one bomb that they do have to drop from the Winter Wyvern has the capability to ruin an entire fight on its own. So, you know, you need that black hole. You need that equivalent.
They will finally be able to push the safe lane tower though, as they get the kill onto Baboka. Team Aster not really concerned about this. They'd already taken for granted that this tower would fall not too long from now. And they are utilizing the time the way that we always see Aster utilizing their time at this phase of the game when they're playing there from the dire side, which is most games. Controlling Radiant Jungle, getting close to claiming an outpost, making sure mid tower is still protected. Team
Look
Aster.
at the way they're flanking this mid tower.
They have a Sea Dragon wave with them, so it would be nice if they could get a hit or two out onto it. Such an awkward place to be. At the same time, they don't want to play into this black hole. They know that LG does have the blink black hole, so it's not worth over-committing at this stage of the game. I mean, you're winning pretty much all aspects of the map right now. The only thing you're not doing is completely shutting down PP. The Zeus has been allowed to play Dota, but beyond that, everything's going generally quite well for you.
I mean, I don't think they're that afraid of the black hole. They're afraid of their Winter Wyvern getting jumps, because then the black hole actually matters. Until that point, nah, fam.
Look at Winter Wyvern's item build. You are asking for a Pipe of Insight given the spread of damage on LBZS. He's the one that's going to buy the pipe. He's like, Razor, dude, you need the power spike. Buy a BKB refresher. Don't worry, I got you.
I got you. And Winter Wyvern, to be fair, with the max Splinter Blast, farms really nicely. No problems with that whatsoever. Like, pipe is still an expensive item and it's going to take him a while to get to it, but they have so much time with the luxury of the farm advantage that they have right now. It's not like he's in a hurry. The dreadful scenario where just a bunch of magic damage comes running at you and you can't do anything about it Aster has already beaten that window.
Well, a bunch of magic damage does come out, but it's only onto the Monkey King as he gets bursted in this top lane. Yet another Thunder God's Wrath committed and the Sonic Wave, so 2 minutes practically without having any of their huge abilities online. Last time we saw Team Aster smoke immediately off the back of that kind of play happening. We're not seeing so just yet because they are en route to finishing some key items. They just got the Sandra and Kaya for Ori, but they really want the BKB first from Monet before they make another big move on the map. And there's no rush for them to do something like that. But as long as they can maintain this map control and keep the map pressure going into this bottom lane, they're okay with what's going on. Because LG is still too scared to play top. Despite the fact that MK is dying a lot, like the lane equilibrium, you can't necessarily force her out on this Enigma.
And what is there to get top for LBZS as well, right? Because they can't take Rush with this lineup. That's the drawback of taking a non-traditional carry here. You just don't have the physical to bring it down. It's not happening.
Especially if these heroes end up dying though, because Ori has smoked up, but Salad on point with the dispos, and now here comes Detachment throwing out their stable concoction. Black Hole onto 2. It's XXX as well as Ori caught in by this, and LG might have been able to find the fight. XXX with the BKB though in the Eye of the Storm, just doing way too much. Here comes Detachment again though, throwing in the unstable concoction. LG won't be able to provide more help with the Black Hole, but might still be able to throw in the Midnight Pulse or a Manifestar if he gets to them in time, but not going to get anywhere close because Monet now finally coming in on the edge of the fight, able to mop up after all the spells have been used, after all the heroes have been brought low, and Baboka inside of his Wukong's command finds a triple kill, but the true hero of that fight is Monet. And look at the damage, 4k damage being dealt by this Bloodseeker in that fight. He didn't even have the Aghanim shard just yet, but he's absolutely flying right now after that engagement.
Yep, frankly, with the fact that he's not up versus any tanky heroes, I don't even think he needs to shard this game. You just build flat damage and it's cool. That might actually be more.
Yeah,
up versus
support out.
triple int cores. And that was, you know, that looks good, right? I can hear you wince when the Winter's Curse gets dropped before the black hole. I'm doing the same. It's like, oh boy, now they're getting it. But as it turns out, XXS just a little too hard to bring down with that completed hood. And then he stays in the front line instead of bailing, brings everybody down low enough. They drag a bit more time with the Cold Embrace so that Monet can come in to mop it up, and that's where Bloodseeker excels, right? He's accelerating across the map as heroes get lower and lower. And after that, you have the vision on everybody. You just mop them up.
I love the comparison and the contrast to game number 1, where it was Monet being the one to get forward first in the fight, dangle his life, force the engagement to happen on him, and then XXX will come clean up on the Razor. This time, XXX is the one that's doing that role. Going in, creating the space, and then Monet comes to the cleanup crew. The interplay between this team is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and shout out to Ori, because the reason he jumps blind into high ground is so that the rest of his team does not have to jump blind into high ground. And he dies for it. Understandably.
Might have to do it again though, jumping high ground, he finds PP, just opens up vision. He goes all the way to Kagome. They find Kagome, force him away from the Zeus, and that enables XXX and PQ to run down the old man from the heavens. And Kagome still will get caught out. The blink is not a permanent thing, doesn't have maximum range on the entirety of the map. So Ori is still able to hunt him with the help of Baboka. Oh no, 2 core heroes. That is not pretty. That is not pretty.
That is not pretty at all. And that jump from Ori again, like, it's about the vision, it's about splitting that fight up so you can take these 2 heroes apart while they are, well, apart, I'm afraid. Departed now.
One bright spot is that Salad, still continuing to carry his team, has removed a courier from play from PickU, which did have a blink dagger on it. PickU did decide to buy that first instead of waiting for the hood into pipe. And as a result, no blink for the next 2 minutes does mean that they're not as afraid of the blink Winter's Curse. But Winter's Curse has already been fairly decent without necessarily needing the blink. There's only one occasion where it didn't really work out for them. But what can they do, LBZS? There's still no Aegis taken just yet by Team Aster. And they are waiting for a couple of items. They want this Linken's on Kagome. They want to be able to get the Sanjin Kaya finished onto him as well. They need this Axe +1 item, I think, on PP. Still needs the Aghanim shot. But how on earth do they get to these items as it stands right now? Because they're also going to smoke right underneath the ward. So they're ready for the fight on the side of Team Aster.
Well, let's see if they can bring this Razor down for the BKB. Yes, they can.
All right. I'm very surprised he didn't preemptively pop it. Like, he had to know they were coming for him. He literally saw them. And then I'll lose Winter Wyvern. But sadly, this doesn't really matter, right? They don't have to be afraid of losing Roshan either. You mentioned it earlier. They do not have a traditional hitter of the big man. Detachment did not itemize in that fashion.
This is what you have to be careful for, though. The 1 by 1 by 1.
One by one indeed. There's a big jump from Ori though. He will get black hole for his efforts. I'm not sure if they have the damage to actually kill him during the hole. And indeed they do not. Kagome also dies to Monet, who's just running ram shot over the back end of the fight. Ori goes back in to isolate Salad. And he should be able to bring him down. It's a double for Ori. Doesn't even need BKB. Just with the Sergeant Kaya Witchblade turning up the heat and the pressure in that fight. It just feels so awkward for LBZS. It feels like every single situation, one good thing will happen for them. They'll kill this Razor. It's like, sweet, we killed him first. Then we kill Winter Wyvern. Awesome, that's exactly what we want. But then the next thing that happens is just disastrous.
Yeah, and it does feel like they're not quite ready for good things to happen to them either. So they're so busy struggling up the hill that as soon as it goes flat for a little bit, they're still pumping their legs outright and they fall on their faces because it's just too much power all of a sudden. Like, this Enigma did not have to step down to get involved in whatever was going on in the river. He could stay back and make sure that whatever was going to happen, the Storm Spirit and Monet could not meet up there. And instead he goes down, gets hit, is immediately forced to pop the black hole in order to get anything out of it at all. And suddenly they are the ones that are split and trying to put enough damage in while Ori
onto PP again. Does this man have a way to see exactly where the Zeus is? There's a homing beacon on the Storm Spirit. Now, though, they're also going to chase Detachment behind the tower. He's dead for sure. Can PP catch a break, honestly? He just had a very rough last, like, 5 minutes. It's just been very, very awkward for him on the map.
But he did not buy a BKB. He has made his choice. And like, I feel sorry for saying that about the Zeus once again, but if Somnus can do it, so can you.
Please buy BKB, bro. You need the shard, I get it, but please buy BKB.
Yeah. Like, after the shard, this needs to be a BKB, and he can thank the heavens himself if he actually gets enough money to go there. Like, okay, the Nimbus is extra farm opportunities, is extra split push opportunities in a lineup that is very much lacking in them. It's really only Kagome who can do that. And he is working his way towards a Linken's, also isn't there yet, so he's also not safe over on those side lanes. Like, their items have just completely stalled out.
Yep.
Now there's smoke without a black hole.
I was about to say that I don't know how but this one goes. They will get the dispose onto Ori. They reveal the full Nimbus Cloud Aghanim shot. Does he die here? He does. Loses the first life. XXX though. There to throw in a little bit of Eye of the Storm damage, draining away some right-click pressure. And they'll just back off. Still for LBZS, that's probably the only reason that they get that kill, is that Team Aster were incredulous. They're probably thinking to themselves, there's no way these guys fight without the black hole. And that's why Ori is allowed to be a little bit too far forward. And he gets caught and killed. That's pretty huge. Denying this Aegis just after they picked it up does mean that Team Aster is not going to do anything reckless like running onto the high ground just yet until the next one comes around.
Yeah, and the only thing, like the thing that they lean on there is the silence from the Queen of Pain blink. Without that little bit of added utility, that kill is just straight up impossible. And it's not surprising that Aster, I don't want to say forget about that, but discount it, because you have a 2-second silence and a dispose. Surely. Look at this, just...
Ori disposed again. They found him. Detachment gonna be there with the follow-up as well. There's the Winter's Curse. Only onto the Alchemist, so that opens the space for the 2-hero black hole. They'll catch Monet in it this time around. The question is, do they have the damage? Kagome trying to deal with PickU on the edge of the fight. Should be able to do so, but Monet now running down LG. They've gotten this kill. XXX zoning back Detachment with the Eye of the Storm. There will be a buyback from the Marcy. Salad wants to come and be involved in this fray once again. Kagome blinks past the Bloodseeker, gets the silence out at the same time. Toss back, Salad with the buyback. Getting the opening onto Baboka. Baboka should die to PP, and he will. But it will be a dieback onto Detachment. It's not a cheap, onto Salad rather, excuse me. Not a cheap one at that. Detachment also lost his life, but now XXX doesn't have BKB. I think he's gonna die here. He is not in a safe place. Nimbus Cloud dropped on his face. And that is going to be a finally one fight for the side of LBZS. Yet again, we see that if Winter's Curse does not catch Enigma, Black Hole will always get the full channel. This time it actually nets them a result in the fight as well.
Because as a result of that as well, this is the first fight I think that we've seen for LBZS where PP gets to live throughout all of it. And that is the big difference maker on the damage here. Of course, Kagome also puts in a hell of a lot of work during that fight, but they've had his damage before. Like, the added fact that the Zeus doesn't die there is what properly puts them over the edge. But it's a little bit of disrespect from Aster there again. Like, they dropped that Winter's Curse, like, you know what, if Monet gets the business here, he lives. And
unfortunately, PP will die this time though, as he gets caught alone bottom. He also lost Enigma, but he died to a neutral creep.
Yeah, and in the meantime, the Enigma gets ran down by Monet, and it's... We're gonna see the old Aster move here again. It's like, hey, you don't have a black hole, finger guns.
Yeah, time to
Guess
fight.
what?
Time to have some fun with us.
And they just shoved 3 lanes as well. This efficiency is just beautiful to watch.
Baboka's also getting close to having BKB as well. We've already seen the impact of these Wukong's commands. Wukong's with the Deso could make such a huge difference. Like, oof, this is a scary game to be playing into, honestly, if you're these LBZS heroes. What also sucks is that because you're playing this Alchemist as a support, you're not getting anywhere close to buying like AC or anything. So their armor overall on the side of LBZS is shockingly low at this stage of the game.
Yep, and they're working on an Aghanim Scepter on that Alchemist right now, but with the Zeus already having his, I kind of struggle to think who will get the most out of having this. I suppose that since all of the eggs are in the Enigma basket right now, you might as well give it to him. Make sure that you have proper damage to take down whichever core you catch in that. But if Winter Wyvern just starts to play.
They gave it to Zeus. Look at this. Hey, they give it to Zeus. He sells his eggs and he buys BKB. Oh.
Blessed. Okay, they next leveled me. Thank you, LBZS.
Shout out
I can
LBZS.
sleep peacefully after this series.
Wanna start a fight now, though.
So this is the one.
Yeah. There's no BKB on Ori. He only has a Lincoln Sphere. If they can find him, could be disastrous for the side of Team Aster. But he is invis up at the moment. And they do not want to go too far forward on the side of LBZS. They've learned and understood that Team Aster will always play this area. So they are deciding to be a lot more careful about how they want to move forward here. Team Aster do reveal themselves a little bit on the wave with XXX popping out the plasma field, but they're positioned also quite well, especially this Winter Wyvern. PickU is already in place. They're the ones that have the Rat Trap ward as well. And they're ready to make the jump. Actually, Ori forces out a BKB from BP, but he might die for this. Gets disposed into a Thunder God's Wrath, and he's gone. Okay, 70 seconds in the grave there. BKBs will also pop from both XXX and Baboka, who just revealed his own BKB. Now they're being chased down. Will they be caught is the question. Monet is in front. There's the black hole. It comes out. LG is protected because he has Lincoln Sphere as well. There's a huge sonic wave. It will kill Monet. Winter's Curse will come out, but LG's done his job in this fight. XXX is going to do his best to try and clean this one up. Already has been able to bring down Detachment. Now coming back for Salad. Him and Baboka. Turns out they're a very strong fighting squad, but Baboka doesn't have BKB anymore, so he needs to be careful about Kagome. TP, can he interrupt the TP? Yes, he can. The TP is not allowed from Baboka, and he will end up dying. 4 heroes will fall. XXX just gets his BKB back after he pops the refresher. And he's allowed to live, but nobody else is. LBZS take a strong fight here in the Triangle and beyond.
And this is where buying a Lincoln Sphere for the Storm Spirit, I was gonna bring this up a bit earlier, but never got around to it really. Like, he chose Lincolns over BKB, which I'm not entirely sure about. Like, he's already been dodging Alchemist stuns throughout this game, right? And there's no other big spells apart from things like Lightning Bolt. Whereas he has already died once to the silence from the Queen of Pain, and it just happens to him again, and this time it's not even worth it because he doesn't get PP. PP has that BKB that they so carefully concocted together with the Alchemist, and that was indeed a golden pickup. Over engagement from Ori, and then they have a Lincoln Sphere left over on this Queen of Pain to put on their Enigma, and now the Winter Wyvern doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, and it's become demonstrated that if they can catch Monet before he gets off a BKB, he certainly will die throughout the salvo of damage. LBZS can finally also reclaim their triangle. I say that, but there's this ward is it? Okay, it wasn't replanted. It's the same one from earlier, but they just haven't been able to de-ward it. Aster still has decent vision here, and they're still not in real threat of losing out on this Roshan. The big man is, let's see, we don't know exactly when he's gonna come back. How long is it? It still sucks that LBZS don't actually have an easy option. It's a very long Rosh as well. So Team Aster can now reclaim this area, maybe even look for a fight before trying to properly ensure that they have a full vision of the Roshan pit.
Look at that jump in. He wants the spells. He wants them all.
We'll get a stun out onto Baboka here. Nimbus Cloud dropped on his face as well. They quickly clean it up though. So Zeus will have to wait another 38 seconds for another one. Still is building in towards having access to a refresher. That'll certainly make a huge difference. And now PP got jumped. This ward! It's doing so much work! And they kill him before he has an opportunity for a BKB. PickU. Just doing everything properly here. This guy is so good today. Team Aster, these support plays, making sure that even if some fights go awry, they are still in a positive position in terms of map control and vision on this map.
Actually, that vision, and now, yep, there's another ward in your triangle. You're never getting this back.
Oh,
aye.
Gosh. Now what? Because now they can siege with Baboka safe lane. Because he's now the carry. He's like, alright boys, I'm joining up as well. Starting to get a little bit scary and farm. He has to now surpass LG total net worth already.
And Enigma is struggling his way towards the refresher, which is a win condition here, so they really should be enabling him to get as much of the leftover farm as possible. On the other side, though, your other heroes also desperately need money. Everybody needs money here. Still working on achievements for the co-op. Got that refresher for the Zeus also still in the works, only about halfway. And all the time they're just going to be choked out by Aster, who have the vision advantage here with the Monkey King, and LBZS have no vision left on this map, so they don't know where it's safe to farm. They gotta go. Smoke up, this is their only option. At least get some vision out, if not get a nice black hole somewhere.
Look at this read from Aster. Look where the scan is. My god. Literally seconds before the movement came, they scan the area and they catch it. And now they know what's up. XXX gets off BKB. He's not gonna get disposed. So Salad just gonna die almost immediately. But Boca, though, might be in a bit of danger. BKB TP out from PP. No! Not going to be allowed because Monet has an Abyssal Blade. Long zip from Ori. Looking for some of these heroes on the back end. They will find detachment and kill him. But there's gonna be the black hole. But no Lincolns. So there's no protection. Immediately gets Winter's Curse. So now both of these heroes are gonna end up dying. 4 heroes have gone down. Kagome, the lone survivor, and Team Aster with an amazing scan, an amazing read of the game. Much easier to do when you have as much forward vision as they have, and they utilize it very, very well. It enables them to win a fight, and now it might enable them to take the first steps towards winning this game as they look for the lane of racks through middle.
Yeah, I think it's all over but for the bleeding. LBZS are going to try their best here, but at this point, what can you do? You don't have a refresher for that black hole, so it's just not here. Like, I guess you're happy that Roshan is up, so Aster, ever the consummate professionals, are going to dip back in to take that one out, but it's not going to get better off of getting that breather. This is like, you know, a boa constrictor is like, when you breathe, that's when they get you. Like, you breathe in, sure, fine, he waits. You breathe out, tighter.
Especially because they're gonna be coming back with Satanic, an Aegis, and a Shard for either Razor or the Bloodseeker, I think. Let's see.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Probably not that much. Bloodseeker is the one that gets it. Has this with a Titan Sliver and an Aegis with the Mjolnir, BKB, Abyssal Blade, and Blink Dagger. Super stacked right now on this hero. Kagome? Did they see him? They did. They know where he's at. But they're not gonna bring in any TPs just yet. The pings will come out from this Razor. He knows exactly where Kagome was. Baboka, if it wasn't nighttime, Baboka would have seen him and cancelled out the TP. It would have been very scary, but it is nighttime, so Kagome is allowed to finish the Shiva's Guard. However, Kips, it comes at a cost. Because they now have Shivas on Kagome, there's no buyback on Quap. LG bought back last fight, and PP is certainly going to buy out for the refresher, so I doubt they'll have buyback on him available. So you lose the next fight, you potentially just heads up, lose the game immediately.
Yes. But I think that's kind of the case anyway.
Buybacks
like, you lose buybacks or no, yeah. If they get rolling here, and especially with the Satanic now up on XXS as well, like this man does not have to leave the fight ever, and they're going to be getting the double static link charge now as well. Very, very soon. The pipe is up. You gotta surprise him in some way.
Yeah, the blue hole as well. Yeah. So blue hole to counter the black hole. Alright. How many seconds are on this BKB for LG? It is a 6-second BKB now. So it's very complicated. It's not at all easy to find yourself getting involved. Still though, Team Aster being very patient with this push. They're not gonna force the issue at all. But they also know that they can just keep choking the map. There's no farm being accrued on the side of LBZS. We are at a point as well where we can get these tier 4 neutral items for Team Aster. I don't know if they have any for themselves on the side of LBZS. I don't think so. Let's see. Nope. Not a single tier 4 neutral item. Feels bad.
Things that you can see, especially when teams like Aster choke the map, is that they're not showing in both lanes at once unless they can help it. Like, one hero dips in to clear a wave, he disappears, and then another hero dips out to clear a wave. So you never know exactly where they are. And so you don't have the simultaneous information of, all right, they're split up now. No, instead there's a little bit of dark space where they could have been moving over towards each other already. So you still have no information to act on, even if you actually got the vision on them. And what they also don't do is just push in all 3 waves indiscriminately and then sit behind them waiting for the waves. They're also clearing camps. Because if you indiscriminately push in 3 waves, the farm is actually going to be equal.
Yep.
Like, they clear a wave, you clear a wave. The three waves, 3 cores on each side. You need to be clearing. And look how far back Ori is. Look at how far back Bobokai is. They're clearing the 2 waves on top at the same time. That is farm advantage still ticking up for Aster. And there's only Eidolons on this bot lane, because since they're not showing all that often and you've been missing 2 of the initiators, you're very sure to not go to bot lane. Nobody's physically going to clear that, so only 2 waves of farm for LBZS. And it's just small things that you can see that this is a quality team beating LBZS.
Team Aster will try to bring that quality into this mid lane. So look for the first lane of Rax. They didn't manage to find it the last time around, even though they won a decisive fight, but this might be a decisive win as well. PP though does get off the BKB. Baboka gets off BKB too, but still falls fairly low. Cold Embrace will be there. Will they try to make this jump with LG? LG finds 2 heroes in the black hole. One of them is Ori, but there was no protection being offered. So they will only be able to kill Kagome or this Baboka Monkey King for now. He will buy back immediately, but there's Kagome dying. Monet runs down PP as well. Unstoppable streak for this Razor. And although they smoke up in the base for Salad and Detachment, they already throw in the towel. LBZS call GG and grant Team Aster the 2nd victory here in this best of 5 series. They are now 1 game away from booking a ticket to Malaysia, and they are looking hella stylish while doing it. This baby has no idea what's happening into it, but it's getting chopped up with massive, massive flair.